Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a drawing I had made of a figurine I created in high school, and we're going to be cleaning it up on my computer so we can use it as like an icon or a sticker for the channel in the future. Now, some of the issues that I did have while cleaning it up was what colors can I use? Like, how can I best showcase the features of the figurine? We call her Grace. How can we best showcase those features? So I did want to showcase more specifically her one wing. It was an accident in the kilning process, where one of the other figurines had bumped it during the process and then kind of cracked a little bit. I guess as it hardened, it just fell off, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, I kind of grew fond of it. So to me, granted, when I made her, it wasn't perfect at all. I think I actually forgot ears for her, which I think defeats the purpose of the headphones. But it was something new, something quirky, something different about her. Because I tried making her in, I guess, the style of a stereotypical cartoon dragon, but she didn't come out that way. And over time, every time I looked at her, I would think to myself, I made this. This is real. This isn't something that I just made out of paper and I can throw away in a few years. This is something tangible. And before, I would always take inspiration from music. Okay, what song inspires me today? Whereas this, I take her everywhere with me, and I look at her, I'm like, okay, I can do something different today, something creative, and I'm going to be proud of it no matter what, because I did it. And that's kind of what we're aspiring to, or that's my goals for the channel, is to inspire people to do something different and be proud of it. But here we are, we've taken the picture that I originally drew, we put it on a computer, we kind of made it as transparent as possible while still seeing some of those lines, so that way we can just trace on top of that. Now, I only did this through, I think it's called Paint 3D. I didn't have any special software for it. I don't have any special software to begin with. I know this probably could have been a little bit easier with a tablet and a smart pen, but we're working with what we have, and I think by the end result is something that we can definitely get behind. Now, some of the issues I was having with the outline, which took probably the longest possible, is there are some moments where the dark, thick black outline was what I was looking for, and then I would kind of sit back and take a look, and I would think, maybe a thinner black line would be better here, or maybe we take this part and instead of a black line we make it a different color. So it's kind of just working with how I want the lines to show. Do I want it to be a thick outline on just the outside, and then maybe some smaller lines to show that, okay, this is a different part of the picture? So that's something that I collabed with the viewers a lot, and they were very, very helpful. There are some things here that I was extremely happy with, where, and we'll come up to it in just a moment, is the shading. So the darker spots of the picture, as well as the headphones. So I guess the shading, the coloring, and the headphones are probably all what I'm extremely happy about, because there are spots, especially with the headphones, that I could not capture what I really wanted them to look like. And then finally, just being able to take color, so take the dark circle, and then taking a red line or a red circle and doing it that way, and then later coming back in, kind of highlighting some of it so that way it looks like light coming from a different area, so it looks a little bit more real. I was just extremely proud of how that turned out, where it wasn't just a 2D image. There was actually some dimensions to that, along with the wing and kind of under the chin of Grace's head, kind of on her neck, where you see that there's definitely some shadow there. So those parts where color is not exactly my forte, I'm very much a kind of just sketching with a pencil and calling it a day. Color is definitely something that I like to work on, even if it's something that I struggle with a lot. So I'm very happy with how those turned out. Now, the way that I got the shading on Grace herself, is I took those lines, because I found out that if you take one of the pre-made lines, the ones that you can kind of shape to how you want, if you take those lines and then you color in kind of the space that they're dividing off, it'll stay in that spot. Because if I had just taken one of the pens or one of the brushes and created a line and then went back in with the paint bucket to fill in that space, it would fill in all of it. And that's not what I was wanting, and I didn't exactly have the precision to use the pen in that way. I thought it looked much cleaner with the pre-made lines that I can kind of shape to how I need them to go. So that's what you see me doing here, is instead of coloring in and then putting the shades on, I space out where I want those shades, the shadows to be, the darker spots, and then filling it in as I go. think one of the biggest issues, or the most difficult things that I had to work with, is the highlights on the top of her head. So if you notice in the drawn picture of her, I can the highlights are not as bold line. So it's not something you can just automatically see. And that was something I could not get across on the computer rendition of it, was how can I kind of blend in the highlights without it looking as if it's just white markings on the top of her head. So I think the biggest and most difficult part of this project was just kind of highlighting and shading her head in general. So you'll see me kind of coming back in and out as to, okay, well, how is this going to look when it's a really tiny image or a really small image on my screen? How is it going to look from, I guess in this case, far away or sized down instead of up close as how I'm looking at it? So trying to find the nice little middle ground and kind of cutting a tab into corners of seeing, okay, how much of this can I hide because it is going to be so small. Now, I didn't want to cut too many corners where I just said, all right, this is good enough, it's going to be hidden, don't need to worry about it anymore, because again, this is a project that I'm working on, and it's something that I would be really, really happy to see, I guess, come to life. And I don't want to do kind of a half job. I personally did not want to cut corners on it. Now, sometimes making a decision like that, where you say, no, instead of doing it all the way, we're gonna try this, we'll see how it looks. And I am very happy with how this did turn out. I'm very happy with how this came out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to let the video continue as it goes. We do have one picture at the end of kind of what the final project looks like, as it is an alert on Twitch. And if you really enjoy watching these videos, go ahead and give the video a nice thumbs up. If you really enjoy it and you do want to see more, see about hitting the subscribe button. It's free. And if you say, you know what, I don't want to subscribe anymore, you can always unhit that button as well. And if you want to be notified as to when I am posting another video, go ahead and tap the bell. It'll let you know, say, hey, this person's got another video coming up. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm going to let the video finish out. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.